Every day, we do and say things without consciously knowing how it can affect the identity of certain individuals. We explored the lives of two said individuals from different groups to show how society continues to perceive them.
I think that society is split down the middle in a lot of ways. I think the second part of society, the part that I don't really identify with in any way, still has a lot of barriers. A lot of people who will very probably not go out of their way to change the way they refer to me.
With something like this, it's definitely you can't not say that it's not noticeable. I have a form of muscular dystrophy called CMT or Charcot-Marie-Tooth, and so I was diagnosed with it when I was about 2, and how it affects me is it's a peripheral neuropathy, so kind of like the extremities, so my legs and my hands for the most part, and I have some slight hearing loss, so there's muscle weakness and loss of sensation, so I can walk and then I use braces. One of the biggest things that people probably don't realize about having a disability, especially for me, is that things tend to take a lot longer than they do for other people. So my morning routine takes probably a half hour to an hour longer.
Most things, that was pretty good, but sometimes it takes me a couple tries to, close lids and stuff.
That looks bad. That's okay.
It takes an extra 3 or 4 minutes to put my shoes on.
A couple years ago, I fortunately found out that the high top Converse shoes work pretty well for that because I can stretch it out and make it wider, and it's also deeper, which is helpful. But pretty much everything else, the brace will slip out of it or it just won't fit.
The thing is that every step of the process just takes a little bit longer with just me moving around, because I have to make sure that there's nothing in my path that I can trip on, because I do have balance issues and I try to walk for the most part when I'm in my apartment.
But there is one thing they have in common.
We're praying for revival!
The only thing that's really been able to help me through any of those things is God. And so that is a huge part. That's for me, that's the biggest part of my identity.
This is Spencer sleeping. I would say I identify as a Jewish trans man. Oh, shivers. My dad he doesn't love it. He didn't really get why I wanted to do it, and that's totally fine. I totally understand the generational difference in that. A friend of mine asked me what my goals were for the semester. I was like, excuse you, that's a very deep question. I don't like that. And I was like going through like the list of like things that I like want to accomplish over the course of the semester, and by the end of it I was just like, I just want to like walk at graduation feeling content. And I think that's like what it means to me, just like to like walk at graduation and like live the rest of my life feeling like content with like who I am as a human and the way that people see me and the way that I like treat myself as a being and being true to myself and whatnot. The therapist that I was like seeing out here asked me some other questions. She was like, are you worried that it'll like interfere with your religion? And in certain sects of Judaism, it absolutely would. There are certain sects of Judaism that don't allow for people to be different in any way. I don't identify with those sects of Judaism. Nothing against them, just not my identity. I don't view the Torah as like everything in the world. Like, I think that we've advanced a lot and we are not the same people we were back when the Torah was like written or whatever. In reality, it hasn't. And I don't think that it ever will. I love my religion. I connect to it. It's like the consistent in my life.
Coming up next on Identity, Abby and Spencer share some of the struggles that they've faced so far in society.